People of the State of Michigan versus Martise Anderson. Counsel, your appearance for the record.
Your Honor, good afternoon. Deputy Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney William Crino on behalf of the people.
And thank you, Your Honor. Jared Austin appearing on behalf of Mr. Anderson. He stands present to my right.
Thank you. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to provide will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth under penalty of perjury?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Put your hand down. Sir, you had a jury trial, and the jury found you guilty of count 2, weapons carrying concealed, punishable by 5 years. Count 3, weapons, felony, firearms, punishable by 2 years. Count 5, assault with a dangerous weapon, also known as felonious assault, punishable by 4 years. Count 6, weapons, felony, firearms, punishable by 2 years, and that would be 2 years consecutively with and preceding any term of imprisonment imposed. And finally, count 7, assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder or by strangulation, punishable by 10 years. Do you recall that?
Yes, ma'am.
I should also note that I'm in receipt of a red folder. I believe the people also have it.
Yes, Your Honor. There was provided to me by a group, and I think it's also a combination of Mr. Anderson's family provided some additional biographical information about Mr. Anderson, along with some community and character and support letters. We do have some changes to the guidelines, as Mr. Crino indicated. Most of those will be stipulated to. I am prepared to address those.
Okay, and sir, did you finish your GED?
No, ma'am. I was
Okay.
working on your house.
Okay, very good. And let's go to the guidelines.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll start at the back under the assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder. Sure. OV6, offense variable 6 is scored at 10 points. The parties agree that that should be 0.
Changes been made.
OV9 is scored at 25 points. We believe that should be 10.
Changes been made. Range.
That would change the range to 19 to 38. And backing up to the felonious assault,
Yes.
OV1 is scored at 25, and I believe the parties are in agreement that should be 15.
Changes been made.
OV3 is scored at 10. Parties would agree that should be 0.
Changes been made.
And the guideline range would change from 2 to 17 to 0 to 17.
Any other corrections, additions, deletions?
None on behalf of Mr. Anderson, Your Honor. Thank you.
Note for the people, thank you.
We have a victim here who wishes to address the court.
We do, Your Honor, yes.
And on behalf of my family, I would just like to express to the court the toll this has taken emotionally, mentally, and physically on my son, as well as our family. Not only did Miles go through physical pain after leaving the hospital, but he has suffered emotionally and mentally. He had issues with lack of sleep. When he was able to get sleep, he had nightmares. He has expressed his anxiety to his father and I. He has reached out expressing that he needs help. We have struggled trying to cope with what happened. Constant visions of that night, the videos replaying in our head, recalling times I've seen on the news of people being beaten and dying from less than the amount of people that my son was beaten by. This could have been anyone. We asked the court to impose the maximum sentence possible to ensure our safety and the safety of the community as well.
And the safety of whom as well?
The community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I appreciate you speaking out, not just for yourself and your family and your son, but also for the community, because this is literally a daily event in our community and has to stop. Too many people are dying or injured, people are not talking about it, and so the conviction rate is not as high as it should be. So this is a message sent: stop, think, and walk away. Your action should be walking away, not firing a bullet. That is a sign of weakness, not strength. So, are you asking for restitution? Are there counseling expenses or other damages or injury that need to be paid for?
We have not,
Before you today, you have a very young defendant who has committed multiple very serious adult offenses. The court has the very difficult task of balancing the applicable factors of rehabilitation, punishment, protection of community, and deterrence. So I want to take a moment and I want to look at rehabilitation when I get a mitigation packet or a rehabilitation packet like we did here this morning. And I want to tell the court what the defendant has done so far to demonstrate his willingness, his sincerity to rehabilitate. I received this yesterday from the Ingham County Jail. Excuse me, today I received it Wednesday, February 4th from Deputy Agueros at the Ingham County Jail. She indicates that inmate Anderson has been a real issue while being here. I see that he is on the court list for tomorrow with Judge Aquilina for sentencing. I believe I am attaching 3 incidents reports regarding him. 2 were actual fights with who we believe was rival gang members. The last one was a fight that almost occurred with rival gang members. The report from December 31st, 25, the victim is pressing charges, so he should have pending charges on this one. We are not sure if the prosecutor has made a decision yet. So that's what the defendant has done so far to demonstrate his willingness to rehabilitate to this court. While we understand that in the Ingham County Jail, these issues can go both ways, it was significant enough, Your Honor, and I've never had this happen before, where the deputy reached out to me to advise me to tell the court this at the time of this young man's sentencing. You know, when we look at punishment, Your Honor, this was a very frightening event. If you recall the trial, it escalated from a group of boys over nothing who brutally beat these young men. I mean, they were going after him, kicking him in the head, kicking him when he was down on the ground. You watch that video time and time again. It was just nauseating to watch, Your Honor. But that wasn't enough. This defendant continued to pursue the victim, and he had a concealed weapon, and he pulled it out, and he discharged it. And really, this is a case about inches, because what the doctor told us was that gunshot wound was about an inch away from Mr. Washington's femoral artery in his thigh, Your Honor, and whether you have an intent to kill or an intent to do great bodily harm, if you die from a gunshot wound to your femoral artery. So when we look at punishment, this defendant has already gotten the benefit of the bargain by outstanding counsel and the verdict that he received, and also the luck that Mr. Washington did not die, because he very well could have in this instance. I think the testimony he would have let out in 9 minutes. So we've done our job, Your Honor. We have protected this community by prosecuting this case. We know who this defendant is. This defendant is no secret to the Lansing Police Department or the prosecutor's office. He is someone who drives violent gun crime in this community, as corroborated by his social media account, which shows him in possessions of weapons and semi-automatic weapons and flashing gang signs. We know who this defendant is. We've done our job to protect this community, and now we are asking you, Your Honor, to look at this serious case, his poor efforts towards rehabilitation and need for punishment and deterrence of others, and sentence him to the maximum sentence possible of 38 months in the Department of Corrections for assault with intent to do great bodily harm consecutive to felony firearm. Thank you.
Thank you. Counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. Before I begin, I don't think I'm in a position to adequately address whatever issues have or have not been occurring at the jail, since there may be pending charges either currently being issued or under review. I would certainly ask Mr. Anderson to not comment on that, as it could be prejudicial for him. But given that, Your Honor, the limited information we have as it relates to that, I would ask the court to give that little to no weight in its decision regarding sentencing because of that. What I can tell the court, Your Honor, is that Mr. Anderson stands here as a 19-year-old young man. He was 17 years old at the time that these offenses that a jury found him guilty of occurred. He has had no prior charges or criminal conviction of any kind prior to this. The only other matter that he had that we are aware of is he was in the family court for truancy, as well as his age, Your Honor, and I know the court is certainly familiar with the science as it relates to brain development prior to the age of 25, particularly as it relates to cognitive ability. And I don't want my words to be misconstrued on that. I am not saying that that entitles Mr. Anderson to a free pass, or that he does not, or someone at that age doesn't know or appreciate fully what they're doing. And I'm just asking the court to take all of these factors into consideration and give him a sentence towards the low end of the guideline range. The guideline range turned out to be lower than what was stored, and I have to believe that would impact the Department of Corrections recommendation, as the recommendation they have now currently exceeds the newly scored guidelines. So again, Your Honor, I know the court has to impose the 2 years for the felony firearm, and I'm asking the court for a sentence of 19, not to exceed 24 months consecutive on the remaining counts. Thank you.
Could counsel approach for a moment? Sir, what would you like me to know?
I want to start off by saying, I'm not a violent person. Everybody in this courtroom judging me. I'm not a violent person. My record speaks for itself. I was 17 when all happened, and I really like to claim my innocence. I was never caught with a firearm. I'm not a gangbanger. I'm a hardworking young man. I had jobs on my house. I don't feel like I'm a threat to the community. I've been trying to get my GED, get on the right path. I just feel like everybody's judging me. They don't really know the real me, so that's all I really gotta say for right now.
Well, sir, you have a lot of very impressive people supporting you, and I hope that when you get out, they're there supporting you and helping you get on the right path. But that evening, I saw the brutality. I saw the film, and you have 12 jurors who found you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. Taking responsibility, being accountable for your actions is important, and I haven't heard that. I understand you're claiming your innocence. That's an issue for the appellate court. It is not lost on me that while in jail, and I have been a judge over 20 years in this county, I have by now heard thousands of cases, because for 4 or 5 years I had an only criminal docket. It is indeed rare. It's indeed a rare situation where the jail or the sheriff calls me or writes a letter or lets the people know, hey, this person has not done a stellar job while incarceration. That's a problem. That tells me you haven't learned your lesson. That as kind as you may think you are, there's something that's going on that when people around you act a certain way, you are triggered to the point of fighting. The people I have in this red folder who wrote you letters, they are not, to my knowledge, on the list of the sheriff, the violent crimes unit, the prosecutors unit, of gang members. They are your community. They are your family. Gang members helped get you here in that jumpsuit before a jury and before this court. Gang members are not your family. They are not your friends. They will continue to get you into trouble if that's the direction you want to go. I know that's not the gang mantra, but that is the reality. And as quickly as we get rid of gangs and we put them in jail or prison, new ones come up. Stay away, sir. Be your own man. When you are part of a gang, they take your voice and they take your choice. Sometimes they take your life or the life of someone you love. Stay away. Have you read these letters?
No.
Have you given him a copy?
I just got them this morning, Your Honor.
Give him this to take with him. He needs to understand that.
I have an extra copy.
Great. He needs to read those in prison. He needs to understand those are his people, not the gangs, not the streets. And when there is a fight, you walk away. you ask for help, you dial 911. You say, officer, and while you may not trust law enforcement, when your loved ones, who you will be in prison and not be able to help, while they may need some help and they're dialing 911, guess who shows up? It's law enforcement. They are first responders, safety first. So when they have to attend a party, when they have to break it up, when they have to arrest someone like you, they are not able to save the life of someone you love. Think about that. Stop wasting their time, become law abiding. I have to consider what we call the snow factors. That is punishment of defendant, rehabilitation of defendant, deterrence of others, and protection of society, and whether or not the sentence that I impose is proportional. Since we've been here at jury trial, since I've heard that testimony, I've watched the film multiple times, and despite hearing what your loved ones, family members, and friends have said about you, I also have these incidents in jail where you have not been stellar, you have not proven the letters that I've read about you to be completely accurate, sir. Therefore, it is, and believe me, the sentencing guidelines are only recommendations. I could go well above, and in this case, I certainly could choose to do that. Even though there have been corrections and lowered a bit, I could certainly go the higher route. But I'm not going to do that. As to count 3 and 5, weapons, felony, firearms, those will be concurrent, but those will be consecutive with and preceding any term of imprisonment imposed. So as to count 5, it's the 24 months with credit for 142 days served. And as to count 3, it's the 24 months with credit for 142 days served. Those are served together. And preceding count 4, which is assault with intent to do great bodily harm less than murder by strangulation, where you will serve 38 months to 120 months with 0 credit days served. While you're incarcerated, you will receive cognitive behavioral treatment. You will finish your GED and trade school. If there is any additional therapy, such as animal therapy, so you learn the value of human beings, what love really means, and animals love unconditionally, you will receive that treatment as well. You should receive individual and group therapy so you can learn to understand what you did, why you did it, and resolve any kind of anger issues you have. If there's anger management, you should also participate in that. There's a lot going on with you, young man. I don't know what your issues are because the letters that I have read are inconsistent with what I saw. So I suspect there's a lot of things that people don't know about you because you've kept them to yourself. Am I right about that?
Yes.
Well, you don't have to say yes just because I'm the judge, but I see it, sir. You got some things. You're a quiet kind of person. And there's some things that have gone on that you're unhappy and upset about that you haven't really talked about. The only way to get rid of those is to literally vomit them in front of a therapist, right? You talk about them, you work it out, you understand them, and you overcome them. Everybody makes mistakes. These mistakes are teachable moments. Even these mistakes are pretty huge, but you know what? These are teachable moments in your life. And now comes the fork in the road. When you get done with your time, who do you want to be? What do you want to be? You can accomplish anything you want to. And if you want to be on a path of success, of achievement, of the greatness you were born to, it awaits you. And a whole lot of people will help you there, but they won't do the work for you. You got to do the work. And if you want to go the route of gangs and guns and drugs and violence and partying without any concept of safety, and the prison awaits. There's only two forks in the road. I hope you choose the right one. I believe that you'll use this time wisely. And if you want to get out of prison on time, then you must be respectful in prison. Prison will write you tickets. The parole board will look at those tickets, and they will deny the first time you're eligible, and the second and the third time, and you may end up doing all the time unless you behave and you show them you are worthy, you've learned, and these mistakes were simply blips in your life, teachable moments, and you will never do them again. You will be an example and a role model. Is there anything else I need to order in prison that, I mean, I don't run the prison, so I say order, but the warden usually listens to me. So is there anything else I need to order for your benefit?
No, ma'am.
I am going to leave restitution open. You will pay crime victims assessment, the amount of $130, and estate cost, that's $68 for each count, the amount of $340. That will be payable within 36 months of your release from prison. Is there anything you need for it?
Just want to make sure I understand the sentences, Your Honor. 2 felony firearms, 24 months with credit. They will run concurrently with each other and consecutive to the other charges.
Yes.
On the assault GBH, 38 to 120 months, Your Honor.
Yes.
Right, and on the carrying a concealed weapon, the only reason I ask is I think the CCW has to, I think you're going to get something from the Department of Corrections, the CCW has to run concurrently with the felony firearms because it's not a predicate felony. So whatever the sentence is on CCW, I just want you to amend that to concurrent to the felony firearms.
All right, concurrent to the felony firearms.
Thank you very much. People are satisfied, Your Honor.
Yeah, it was written in sort of a weird order, so thank you for that. Anything else?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You have 42 days to appeal and to request appellate counsel. Do you have this?
I just gave him the form, Your Honor. He took receipt of it.
All right, so sir, if you're unhappy with this for any reason, it's your absolute right to have an automatic appeal, but you need to fill that out within 42 days, requesting an appeal with appellate counsel. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Thank you, that is all for the record.
Thank you, Judge.